It is Mystreet's 10-year anniversary, and Aphmau has just posted her anniversary video. But sadly, in this video, it was announced that Faded Memories has now been delayed. Episodes will now be pushed back and only released when Mermaid Tales reaches its conclusion. This is extremely heartbreaking because we were told that One Last Time would be coming out in late 2025, but a year later, it was pushed back to now have an extra season, to give it more time and to focus on making it perfect. In the meantime, we would get Faded Memories, and it was scheduled to come out in the fall of 2025, with One Last Time following right after around 2026. But now we don't have an exact date anymore. We just need to wait for Mermaid Tales to finish. For most of us, yeah, this is just heartbreaking, but I think in all honesty for me, I'm not that mad. I'd much rather than focus on finishing Mermaid Tales than having two roleplays releasing at the same time. And don't forget, the Aphmau team already has two channels that they upload daily on, so we should definitely give them some extra time to make sure that the series is going well and is fully finished. I want Faded Memories and One Last Time to be exactly what I'm hoping for, and if I have to wait just a little bit longer for that, well, I don't mind. Just please don't make us wait another year. But don't worry, all hope is not lost. In addition to our celebration video, we also got another episode for Mermaid Tales: The Black Lullaby, and a new teaser for Faded Memories. I'll make another video talking about Mermaid Tales because oh boy, things are about to start changing and they're gonna get intense. For now though, let's dive in and see what this new teaser has to offer. And if you like what I do, subscribe! So this teaser showcases the final fight with the Demon Warlock in When Angels Fall, which by the way happened 6 years ago. Gosh, we're getting old. But this isn't just the same fight. It's been completely remade in the new animation style. And not gonna lie, it looks pretty good. They added a few more scenes to make this fight just more dramatic and fleshed out. Look at these camera angles, look at how fast they move, look at the power and intent behind their strikes and actions. Comparing it to the original, it's night and day. The old one just looks so slow and sluggish now. Though how weighty the characters feel in the old one, it does feel more grounded and powerful. Like two gods truly fighting with so much strength they could snap a building with little effort. It also makes it more believable because obviously people aren't supposed to have wings, so having them fly around and be kind of sluggish and heavy, well, it just kind of helps sell that. I don't know if they wanted to imply that though. I don't know, like I think it fits really well, but do I prefer the new style? Yeah, kind of. It's crazy to see just how much has changed from the last teasers that we got. A lot of people, including myself, were very worried about looking like the typical kid-friendly content. And yeah, not gonna lie, I think the faces look a bit off sometimes. Looking at you, Lucinda, why do you look so sus for real? I think they need to add just a little bit of edge to make this perfect. Looking at their faces, especially their eyes, it's a bit too clean. They need to make it less shiny. Regardless, this is a really good step in the right direction. I'd gladly watch this. Just from this teaser alone, I think we're in good hands. Especially with the way that the fight is now choreographed. So it's choreographed, right? Is that the right word to use? They touched up this fight a lot. The scenes of the Demon Warlock slamming his sword down is new. Them flying around is new. Aphmau catching the sword, gosh, it looks so clean. I wish I recorded my reaction when I first saw this because I was screaming so bad when I just saw everything. It's just amazing overall. I really hope we get the full fight in this new animation style. I would love to see a reimagining of this. Please, give me the whole scene. Along with this fight, we also have a few specific lines that play over it. These lines were also said in the original fight that happened 6 years ago, except for the last one. Kind of. All of these lines were actually said in order of how they came up in the original. They weren't mixed around or cut up in any way, which thank Irene for that because we would have had to theorize about this and be like, oh, why is this line come first? Thank gosh. Thankfully, no, there's no shenanigans here. But yeah, we have about 5 lines. In order, we first have the Demon Warlock saying 2 lines.
You're one of the 3 pieces of her broken soul. You're one of the 3 pieces of her broken soul. If you want to play God, let me kill you. Fit for a goddess to die. If you want to play God, let me kill you in a place more fit for a goddess to die.
Then the Demon Warlock transforms back into Travis and tells Aphmau,
each one of them is now part of me. Kill me, and they all die. Each one of them is now part of me. Kill me, and they all die.
The Demon Warlock then comes back in and says,
you stand alone, Aaron, as you always will. You stand alone, Aaron, as you always will.
Then finally, Aaron finishes this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The scene of him saying "I'm sorry" in the teaser is very different. It's the same line, just a different tone and delivery. In the original fight, Eren was sad and quiet, like a little kid getting sent to his room because he did something bad. But in the teaser, he's way more dramatic and you can hear the growl in his voice, almost like he's apologizing to everyone, including the audience. It sounds like he's making a very heavy decision, a final choice. In the original scene, Eren is telling his friends and his family that he's sorry because he hurt them, and even now he has to continue to hurt them to save them. This apology actually has a couple more layers to it as well, with how it ties in with Eren not being strong enough, him going on a rampage, and him not being useful, and the whole reason why this whole season happened. There's a lot to this, but I never got that feeling that he was making like a final choice, like a very drastic decision, like how he says it in the new teaser. I think maybe this is supposed to imply that this is a different sorry. This is supposed to happen later on. Maybe this is when Eren gets back his memories, or maybe this is right before, or maybe this is something that— I'm not saying that Eren is gonna die, by the way. Gosh, Irene would not be happy about that. But I am saying that this could be from a very crazy scene, or maybe it's just a dramatic line for the teaser, who knows? Along with this amazing fight scene, the teaser also has this weird clock. For those of you who remember, this is supposed to be that time portal thing from the poster. At least that's what I first thought. The only thing that matches up is the Roman numerals and the color purple, so we don't know if it's truly the same thing, especially since the clock has all these ornate details and symbols on it, and the portal doesn't have anything like that on it. But I think I have a solution as to why it's different, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's continue with what happens in the teaser. So we hear the ticking of the clock as it strikes midnight. We see the battle unfold and the demon warlock is about to strike down on Eren. We cut back to the clock and Eren tells us, "I'm sorry." The clock then shatters down the center as the white background fades to black. Notice how when it truly breaks, purple begins to shine down and envelop the screen. This must be when the portal is created, right? Why else would it give off that purple glow? And seeing it shatter the clock mechanism must mean that all the detail on the edges will be destroyed and blown off, giving us that look that we see in the poster. Or maybe this is not connected and it's just symbolism. Maybe it's different on purpose and it's supposed to mean, well, exactly what it shows. The clock broke. Time is breaking. We know that the world is going to end soon, so now this proves that. The clock strikes midnight, then breaks. There is no brand new day. There is no future. There's no tomorrow. Everything is now going to cease to exist. But wait a minute. Notice how when the clock breaks, the minute and the hour hands go to a very specific spot on the clock. They don't exactly get blown away like the other pieces, no, instead they move. They perfectly position themselves to 12:55. Yes, I can read a clock, I'm not recording this afterwards. So is time really breaking? Is the world truly going to destroy itself? Or is time now stuck? Instead of a new day passing, is it going backwards instead? Is it maybe now a time loop? Do they have like an hour to save the world, or is this just a coincidence? I wish we had more information for this. Obviously in the next shot, we see all the glass and gears floating away, and among them are also the hands of the clock, so it's not like they moved over on purpose, right? I don't know, I feel like this number has to mean something. If only there was another instance where numbers were mentioned and involved. So I've already talked about the journal entries that Hollis' parents wrote, and that was to point out the specific numbers that kept getting repeated. The number 3 and the number 15. We already know that Irene has 3 pieces to her soul, 3 relics that Irene used to fight the demon warlock. We also see that there are 3 purple gears on the clock. That's probably important too. And we also know that Alina was first shown to be 3 in Minecraft Diaries, then 15 in Her Wish. But there's more numbers that I didn't know what to do with. So maybe now we can try connecting them. In the second entry, it starts off by saying 10 until midnight. Then in the third entry, it begins its note by saying 5 until midnight. When we first see the clock in the teaser, it is only seconds till it hits midnight. And when you look at the poster, we see our mysterious wolf character in front of the clock, the top of her head, at midnight. Does this mean that they're all connected? After all, I did grab all this from the same place, and we already know that Her Wish takes place before One Last Time, the series that introduces Alina, which I had theorized a lot about back in the day. And thankfully, Mrs. Jessica said in her community post that, quote, Mystreet Faded Memories takes place in the months following When Angels Fall, half before and half after Her Wish, end quote. If we are to believe that Alina is the one who appears in the One Last Time trailer and poster, then why is she in front of the time portal? Why does it break and possibly go back to a specific time? Why is she connected to this? Wait, go back to a specific time? Oh my gosh, I figured it out. In my previous theory, I had talked about how the girl with long hair and the girl with short hair are both the same people. Maybe. We all thought it was Aphmau because she had long hair. I mean, they even gave them the same outfits to try and show that they are connected and are working together. But that's not the case. When you look at these characters, it doesn't line up. Little details like Aphmau's shoes having a curve in them, and her shorts not having these tears at the bottom. So these two characters have to be the same. This character has to be Alina, just with longer hair. And thanks to Haruto from my Discord server, they found out that these scenes are from different perspectives, possibly happening at the same time. That's why the clock breaks and the hour and the minute hand change their times. It's to tell us that Alina is going back in time to try to save everyone, just like she did previously in her wish. Except this Alina is not the same Alina, probably. That's kind of impossible for it to be a different Alina, because how is she supposed to be born if the end is... You know what, I still think I'm right, whatever. And notice how this happens at midnight. I talked about these weird clock details before, but now it seems more important. Look at this weird symbol. If there were 3 of them, I would immediately connect it because obviously 3 is the magic number here. But no, there's 4 of them. Have we ever seen this design before? I'm not too sure. I tried looking around to see if we can connect it with anything, and a user by the name of Wolfie Mage or Wolfie Image, sorry if I get that wrong. This user on the Aphmau Reddit pointed out how it looks similar to the wolf mask. Now, at first, I didn't really believe this. These don't look like ears, maybe this could be the eyes, but why do they have like a weird line going down? And what's with this dark spots? And these weird shapes on the... Oh, I see it now. So yeah, these are the whiskers, and this is the nose and the eyes and the ear. It's kind of there, yeah. I still don't really see it that much, but that nose makes it very convincing. The reason why I'm not too certain is because things could look similar because it was designed around the same time period, or because they just all have a common design motif, especially since it was all made by the same people. I had mentioned the same stuff before in my Mermaid Tales video, where I originally talked about how the Soul Echo's design looks a bit like the Lycan family crest, but just upside down. They still might be connected, but I'm just not too sure at the moment. There's no evidence for that. But yeah, that's how I feel about the mask and this weird ornament. But I have a really cool idea, so I'm going to talk about it anyways. So yeah, let's say these 2 are connected after all. What does that mean? Well, on the poster, we see our mysterious wolf girl going through the portal, and the top of her head is at midnight. Midnight obviously being a recurring thing, with it appearing in the notes and when the clock breaks. Also notice that on top of the clock, where midnight is, it has that weird symbol, just like it's replicating in the poster. If that is the case, does that mean that every time there's this special ornament, that's when Alina time travels? This sort of makes sense because we already know that these 2 characters are the same, and we know that Alina has a history of time traveling, so her showing up at the same time but different perspectives is very plausible. This can also prove that this is truly like a time loop shenanigan. Gosh, if this season is supposed to be like some time loop shenanigan stuff, like that's gonna be crazy, beyond crazy. Maybe she fails to save the world so she goes back in time just before everything is destroyed. That's why the clock breaks but the minute and the hour hand go back a specific time. Time is being rewound and broken, right? That's cool, come on. But if that's not the case and these are simple decorations, then maybe this belongs to the wolf people. We already know that there's 2 of them, so who's to say that there aren't more of them out there? Maybe there's actually 4 of them. Maybe there's 4 who made this specific clock. There's a lot we can infer about this. I honestly love how much information we got just from this one teaser. I'm pretty satisfied with what we got in so far. I honestly think I cracked the code as well, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about my theories? While we still have time, let's go over the Aphmau community post for the 10-year anniversary of Mystreet. In the community post, it reads, "Hey y'all, happy Mystreet anniversary. It's crazy to believe it's been 10 years since that first episode we all fell in love with. I know everyone is looking forward to Mystreet returning, but I gotta ask y'all to wait just a tiny bit longer. I'm sorry. Y'all have waited so long, but my diary's homies know Dante waited whole 15 and had 2 kids. She really didn't have to do that to us. Poor Dante. I always forget what happened back in Minecraft Diaries. Wait guys, I think this is a hint. I need to go marry someone and have kids just like Dante did. I think I need to do that so Mystreet can come back. Alright, see you guys in 15 years. But for real, we don't want to rush, and Mermaid Tales the Black Lullaby has to come to its conclusion. This next season of Mystreet will be a mixture of new and old. Expect to see many familiar faces along with the same funsies y'all remember the series for. Mystreet season Faded Memories takes place in the months following When Angels Fall, half before and half after her wish. I hope you're all excited, and again, thank you for your patience, sincerely. Also, I suggest not skipping on Mermaid Tales. It's totes not a required watch for Mystreet, but there is something in there that will make you cry once you realize it after Mystreet concludes. Overall, I'm very excited for what's to come. I will make more videos about this in the future, and of course, be theorizing on what exactly will make us cry. Alright, well, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.